Welcome back, traders. Today, ASML just dropped its Q2 earnings, and despite its stock dip, the numbers tell a different story. With 7.7 billion in sales and 2.3 billion in net income, they crushed analyst expectations. So why did the market react negatively? And most importantly, is ASML still a buy in 2025? Let's break it all down from the facts, the fundamentals, the technicals, and what I'm personally watching for next. Let's start with the financials. ASML reported $7.69 billion in revenue, beating the 7.52 billion expected, as well 2.29 billion in profit, beating the estimated forecast of 2.04 billion. As well, gross margins are outstanding, with coming in at 53.7%, also above the guidance. EPS of 590, again above the expectations. And the kicker, they had 5.5 billion euros in net bookings, with 2.3 billion coming from EUV systems, as we know, the most advanced lithography tech in the world. Now, here's a twist. Despite the beat, the stock fell. You may be asking why. Well, the forward guidance was cautious, with Q3 revenue guidance between 7.4 billion and 7.9 billion versus the 8.3 billion expected from Wall Street. As well, the full-year revenue growth forecast narrowed to 15%, down from the expected. As well, the CEO flagged macroeconomic uncertainty heading into 2026. But here's what I think. Personally, yes, Q2 saw a slight sequential decline from Q1 in revenue, income, and margins. That's coming off a record-breaking Q1. Most importantly, the gross margin of 53.7% is outstanding, as well fueled by upgrade services and cost-cutting one-offs. Still, ASML's dominance in the EUV and their monopoly-like position in the supply chain means demand isn't going to go away at all. Now let's look at the chart here and analyze if this is still a buy or a sell. So as you can see, ASML was down pretty much quite heavily since down, now 10% down towards the downside. But we're finding a key area of support here, testing the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA. We see that the stock has found some support around this zone of the 200 EMA, and that's where I believe buyers are slowly going to start to dip. If you guys can see from the previous high that we made in the uptrend, we also are now still holding above the swing high anchored VWAP that we formed, and that's where we're finding this confluence zone. I'll put that as red, signify the sellers. We're finding some very strong buyers here at this zone right here, right? So I believe the stock will be bid up and find some, and finally be looking like a buy once it gets above the 50 EMA, which would be around this zone right here towards upside. And like you guys know, we have our price target still towards the 876 and 943, which are the next areas of supply due to the areas now of resistance that you guys can see right here and right here. Now, something I really want to look out for here is if the stock manages to hold above the April lows, so getting the average price of those participants, we can see and put it as green, that we're also holding it, and that's why we're seeing this wick right here around this zone. So the stock is looking like a lot of support areas around here and right here around this general confluence zone. All I'd like to see is now the stock close above its 50-day EMA here on the daily, and now have that upward continuation towards a price target here of 871 and towards a second price target here towards $945. So here's my take. ASML's Q2 was strong. Yes, the growth is moderating, but the demand for EUV and AI infrastructure isn't going away. This isn't just a chip stock. It's the stock that every chip maker relies on. Would I buy here? Personally, I'm looking for a recuperation above the 50-day moving average, but on the long term, ASML still fits in my portfolio, betting on AI, semiconductors, and innovation. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Are you bullish or bearish on ASML? And don't forget to sign up to the Uplift Markets newsletter, where I break down setups like this every single week. See you guys on the next one.